Everyone, welcome to Behind the Scales podcast. I'm G-Paws, and my host to the side of me here is my brother Big Mike, Three Blind Mike Duval. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, G-Paw, how you doing? Welcome in, everybody.
I'm doing good. I'm blind as a bat, broke my glasses, can't read the comments.
Uh-oh. I had to pull up my computer and put an AirPod in my ear to pull up the comments, but I think we can work with it.
Yeah, my grandson's in there working on my glasses for me. I can't see to put them back together. So,
what a good show. We'll be all right, I think.
Oh yeah, we got good show, got good guest. So very excited. Anything new on your front this week?
Not a whole lot besides today, my anniversary. I've been married 18 years today.
Well, happy anniversary to that woman because she had to put up with you.
Oh yeah, she's still and we're still counting. So
that's good. That's a good mark, man. 18 years is a long time.
Yeah. So
it's a great
accomplishment. You anything?
I had a busy yesterday. I had some local folks here that moved from Texas and was having to downsize. He works for Homeland Security and Border Patrol and not sure what all his job's going to entail because he was never supposed to have to leave Texas. But so he don't know what his job is going to be. So they're trying to downsize their reptile collection. And he had a GTP, green tree python, Biak locality, yellow baby for sale, and some bearded dragons. So I managed to sell those on his behalf yesterday. Got paid for them, everything. I'm going to deliver the GTP to Daytona.
Well, there you go.
I was giving a beautiful little pied girl for doing the selling for him. So it was a good day.
Nice.
Picked up a new sponsor yesterday as well. Going to have some snakes in trade for that. Get a couple of Hatari babies, or Hatari adults. RK Asphalt Vanilla Quintet and a Chocolate Cinnamon Het Clown for the sponsorship. So that's not too bad.
There you go.
And we also, one of our commercials today, we got a new, so that was, in the last 3 weeks, we've got Big Worm Genetics after Chris Herndon's show, Cue Ball Morris, and then Mercer Reps is coming on, getting me the information now. So that's all pretty exciting. Glad for the support. It helps out a lot, you know.
You know, you're doing something right.
Well, you know, I tell everybody, it doesn't always have to be cash. I mean, man, you can send snakes, merchandise, support, advertise. I don't care. Just anything you can do to help, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to hit Vision up. I've already sent them a letter. But not for racks and things, but those visionariums.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as we work with the veterans and give things away, you know, if I could get one of those a quarter or something like that to help offset me buying displays or, you know, a enclosure for it, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would work if we can.
I want to probably help the guys at RWO assemble some racks at the RWO House Thursday to take to the show Friday for Vision.
Right, yeah.
So hopefully I can get a word in down there during that time.
There you go. That'll work. Yeah, doing amazing stuff over there, G-Paw.
Man, I'm just trying to get along and help people, and however that works out, as it works out, right?
Yeah, I'm actually helping. Well, actually helped a couple up here. They couldn't afford the animals that they had, and they were getting rid of them, and I picked up 5 of them and some hypo, and an inch of DG grill, and they were all tested negative for NIDO and all that good stuff and clean, and so I took them in. So
yeah, I've got the GTP here in the quarantine room. I'm going to send off a NIDO for it tomorrow. I'll let them know that, hey, this is the deal. You're going to NIDO test it. If it comes back negative, we all do. And they agreed to that. And
yeah,
I know where he works, so it's not going to be a big deal if something comes back. I don't expect it to, but you never know.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we have a great guest in the back with us today. He supports just about everybody in this community and sponsors several broadcasts, including ours. He's one of our primary sponsors, and that's none other than Chris with B&S Reptilia. So we're going to go ahead and bring Chris out and let him introduce himself, then we'll get some sponsorship commercials up and continue from there. So everyone, if you will, welcome to the stage, Mr. Chris B&S Reptilia. You're supposed to be here today.
What's up, everybody? How you
Yes,
guys doing today?
I'm blind. Who you supporting on your shirt?
Next
I'm
to
working with two blind guys today. I got
That's right.
Bo's.
I have shirts coming this week from Bosa that I had made for Daytona that I'm going to be sporting in Daytona. So that's cool.
Nice. This is the old school. Those are balls. Homestead one.
Yeah. I've got Satchmo's Exotics over at with Carl, and then, of course, Mission Morris on the hat.
Very nice. Yeah. Very clean hat. Very clean.
Like it a lot. You got anything on today, Mike? You supporting anybody?
Not today. No, I was at the last minute trying to scramble stuff together and hop on. But next week I'll have somebody on, a couple people.
We're going to play a couple of commercials here real quick, and then we'll do the best we can with the comments because
Well, our guests read them to us.
Yeah, I was just checking them out.
of course this might be awkward, but this commercial, I gotta find it. Where'd it go?
While G-Paws doing that, everybody in chats, make sure to smash that like button. If you're not already subscribed, go subscribe.
Tired of the hassle and waiting? Cocoa to go is ready to use right out of the bag. At B&S Reptilia, quality isn't a goal. It's the standard behind every animal they produce and every product they create. When you're ready to upgrade your enclosures, make sure you choose the substrate that's triple washed, low dust, and built to deliver moisture.
If you use coconut substrate, you're going to want to go to Chris from B&S Reptilia. He has Cocoa to Go, which is already broken up. He has the chipper.
Yard up and stuff in exchange for the snake.
Even better.
And so we get, we help them with feeders and all that kind of stuff as well. But they went to a pet store yesterday and bought the dreaded bag of substrate. And got home and got it all put out and pulled the snake out last night and started calling. We changed the substrate. We got this at this pet store, and now we have mites everywhere. So, I helped them with some instructions on getting that taken care of. And of course, they're wanting to buy some substrate from me, and in the future that may be possible. But folks, if you got stuff from these warehouses with these pets and things in the reptile stores and things, you might want to freeze that stuff for a while, bake it, or do something, because you run that risk for sure.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's not the cocoa's fault. It's not the cocoa distributor's fault, where it comes from, where it's produced, where it's
right.
Shipped, any of that stuff. A lot of the times the problem is they're getting it from the pet shows, the pet stores, because those problems are in those stores. I've dealt with not many different cocoa distributors, but a few. But in the last 12 years, 11 years, I've never had an issue of mites from cocoa. There's been ants, there's been the occasional spider, stuff like that. But I've never gotten them from the mites. I've gotten them from shitty keepers. That's basically what it came down to. And I even if you get a bag of cocoa from me at a show, don't take that cocoa to another table and put it down. Don't put it on the floor under another table. Take that right out to your car or whatever you can do. Any dry goods you can, get them out, especially at a show, because a while back I had somebody who collected a bunch of animals at one show, 5 animals, and they were telling me they got mites, and I was like, well, I'm sorry to hear that, but you spread yourself around 5 different people and bought 5 different animals, and so that's where you got to be careful. That's where a lot of those problems come from. I
would think, and I've been thinking a lot about it for the future, that biosecurity at a show has got to be impossible. I mean, even though you put hand sanitizer on your table and stuff, that cleans your hands.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
It's not that they were at another table and it's on their clothes or their shirts and stuff and gets on this animal when they're looking at your table. So it's almost impossible to prevent it unless you just have a hands-off policy.
Yeah, with shows it's tough. That's a whole other topic. You can't. It's tough to have a hands-off policy. I mean, everybody's trying to hold a snake for the first time, and to watch somebody hold their snake for the first time, there's nothing like it. That feeling is what it's all about. But there's certain animals that you just, okay, this is going to be the one that's held today. This is the one that's held today. It's kind of kept separate in a separate container, not in the normal display. Gets treated a little bit differently when it comes home. But I mean, everything from a show is treated one way. And I must say, I have never picked up mites from a show either. Knock on wood, just from and whatnot, But it can happen. They can travel pretty far in a day.
I bought a couple here locally, but I know the breeders, and actually it was crazy. I ended up traveling 80 miles to an expo to buy something from a neighbor 10 miles away.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing I can say about our promoter here, Brandy, the local Jackson reptile shows. I mean, she vets all the vendors. The tables are always checked throughout the day. Nobody can bring any animals into the shows. No parking lot meetups or any swaps or anything like that. Everything's clean. There's carpeting, but I mean, she thoroughly checks the people before she lets them vend and and stuff like that. So, but again, it doesn't fall back on the promoter. It falls back on you as the vendor to make sure you double, triple check your animals too. So.
Yeah, and that with the shows, that's even the crazy thing, man. You can vet all your vendors, the perfect vendors. A couple crappy people come in and bring something in. That can always happen. So, as polite and forthcoming as you want to be at shows, you also got to be like, don't put your animals down on my table. Like that's a big no. If you buy something on nobody's table, don't. It's like whole etiquette. Nikki does a great job of that. About resist the balls, about doing little things about like what not to do at expos and stuff like that. Her little but he's got to stay on top of it.
Nikki and Lace had a great show this morning with Chris Hernan. It was good.
I missed it. I gotta look back and watch that. He'd be a good one for that.
Oh yeah, he's a tremendous guy. When I asked him, I figured that wasn't no way in the world, but of course, he jumped right on it.
Yeah, there for a while. I didn't realize where he was located, and I found out he was here in Michigan. And I was like, I have somebody looking for a scrambler, and I sent him to Sammy. I think it was last Daytona.
Yeah.
When he so won to Sammy and stuff. So Chris was like, I didn't know you were in Michigan. I was like, yeah, I didn't know you were either there for a while. So
right. And I'm gonna go through these comments. I've got half my glasses on, so before they fall back off, we'll get it out of the way.
Hit them up.
Thank you, Christopher Walker, Reptoy Gaming brother, always out there supporting. And this one here, guys, everyone knows this lady. I call her the first lady of reptile podcasting. She's a queen.
I hope she's going to be at Daytona.
She's not going to Daytona to my knowledge, but I was hoping she was. We'd love to meet her and hang out with her for sure.
That's got to be Mitzi and little Parker.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I got to shout out to Parker man out there, too. Reptile Dysfunction, another great supporter, always around helping people out.
Check with him.
Hey, I sent Justin sorry, G-Pod, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I told Justin to shoot me your number or figure out how to swap our numbers there.
For Mitzi or what?
For E.
Oh, okay. And the wife out there hitting the pavement today, still tuning in, supporting everybody.
Yeah, Mitzi said next.
We got Pete at Garden State Pythons. Thank you, buddy. Thanks for
coming in this afternoon. Pete's a great guy.
Yeah, I agree. My friend here, John at Void Century Serpents. We'll be seeing him in Daytona. He'll be down.
All right.
Hey, John.
This double dipper here, I'm pretty sure he'll be in Daytona.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Oh, where'd that one go?
Yeah, I was going to try to make it to Daytona. I had a cheap flight through Delta. It was like $290, and then I was going to split the cost with G-Paw, and something come up, and I couldn't make it this year. So
it'll be another time, brother.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe the flight was so cheap.
What about Tinley or anything?
I'm about 3.5 hours from Tinley. I was going to do the Tinley in June because it was my 40th birthday weekend. But definitely in October. I'll definitely be there. Now that I'm working, got a job now. So
good. We'll catch up in October for sure.
For sure. Yep.
We got our friend Brave out there. Brave's always supporting everyone, and he's probably had a fruit smoothie somewhere this morning. Dustin at Clowning Around Pythons. Appreciate you, brother.
Nice.
How's it going, Dustin?
Thanks for hopping in.
He just had a clutch too, a peach clutch. Seen on there. He just had
Peach. Very nice.
Jamie at More Forge and the rest of the folks at More Forge. We love you always and support you for sure.
Hey, Jamie. I appreciate you guys helping me identify those animals that I got. I knew what they were, but when I put them in the tubs, I forgot who I put where, so they helped me out. And
I do that all the
I
time.
appreciate that.
RD Yoda, that's one of the folks from our our TikTok group that's always helping out and supporting. Definitely appreciate them.
That's why I always triple check the sexes of my animals, man. I'm always checking sexes of babies.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
My adopted son, Mr. Nick, the future 15 minutes of lame winner, 666 serpents.
What's up, Nick? I
There.
appreciate you.
What's up, Nick? Got some cocoa to go coming out soon.
We were talking about stuff yesterday.
Representing
And we got Eric with Eternal Exotic Creations.
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
Right. He's from
Welcome
the
in.
West.
My brother from another state of Kentucky, Mr. Allen with Damballa. Love that man.
He was on with Nick and Justin last night on Sipping Serpents. Make sure you go check that out.
He was on another one recently too last week.
He was on mine last week.
Yeah, me and G-Paw had him on.
Okay. I think that's what I was watching.
P&D Reptiles.
They all run together, honestly.
Yeah. Last week it was the three Kentucky boys, me, him, and G-Paw.
Yep.
Yeah. Something about that interstate connection, you know.
Yeah.
And my partner in crime, my future breeding partner, Mr. Reggie at the Morph Bolt.
All right.
He'll be in the great state of Florida very soon, and we'll be doing some great things together for sure.
Very nice.
There you go. Welcome in, Reggie.
Really excited about it. He's got a lot of help, a lot of experience as well, and it'll help bolster both of our genetics and things. So it's going to be very exciting.
That's the way to do it, you know. Not much is talked about how important collabs are.
Oh, definitely so. And we're, to my knowledge, I think we're probably going to combine our rodent trees together and operate them out of my garage. I got a lot of space and not a big deal, so we'll do that. And
that's the biggest thing. If you can get help with your rodents, that's 90% of the battle. If I could give up my rodents, I would in a heartbeat. But the income is too good. You know, it's just one thing. You just can't do it. But man, I hate them.
And we got Logan at Ledka up here too.
What up,
Logan?
But yeah, I'm blessed with the rodent stuff because with my back and things, I don't always hold on to things real well. So in the winter, before we could get the room and the garage situated, I had the rodents in the snake room.
Oh.
And we had a few loose in the house because I would drop something.
Yeah.
But
no bueno. Got
the wife, and we have a lady here that helps us. She's a vet tech, and the wife may actually be going to work for the veterinarian's office on Monday. We'll see. But they tag team currently the rodent supply out back and feed them and clean them, and I make a list and tell them what I need, and then they can sell what we have after that.
Yeah, sorry, Chris.
Yeah, you're good.
I was gonna say I don't do live anymore. I had live one time and I dropped one and it looked like I was playing whack-a-mole trying to find the thing, and kids and wife was running, and I'm just a frozen thaw man myself now.
Yeah, live is one thing. The only reason it's very, very handy for me is because of across all the species that I deal with, to have live of everything almost that I can offer that's essential for me at this point in time. So that's the only benefit right now.
Yeah. Now the first few meals, like the babies when they first hatch, like the first 3 or 4 meals would be the peach, the peach rats. They're like the peachy colors, where they don't run or anything like that. Just like a peach crawler, and I'm good with those. I'll wait to about weaned. And other than that, I don't mess with them.
John with Big Ten Exotics from up in Ohio just popped in. Appreciate
Welcome in, John.
For sure. Well, Chris, we all know you, but there may be someone who doesn't. Kind of give us a little introduction of yourself and B&S Reptilia and the Cocoa to Go kind of thing, and Start there if you will.
For sure, yeah. It all started a long time ago now. Of course, like a
1915.
little kid, I was, into dinosaurs and stuff like that, and lived on a property with, plenty of woods and stuff like that. So I was always out catching garter snakes, water snakes, all kinds of stuff. And then I started building a little bit of collection when I was in my teenage years, and then I got into some trouble, so I had to, that collection got sold, and it was maybe 25, 30 animals, just a mixed mash of boas, blood pythons, pine snakes, kind of a little bit of what I have today, but just a few of each, not to the extent of what I have today. And then I guess it was 2013. My buddy was talking to me about wanting to get a snake, this and that, and I was like, well, I took a little bit of absence. I haven't been around in a while, and I just did some research and got on not Morph Market, but I just went online and hit fauna classifieds and king snakes, and it was out of control. I was like, wow, what happened? So from 2013, it just started building on, and we started out with just ball pythons, but I've always been a reptile guy. I've never been, it's just been an animal person, but reptiles, amphibians, stuff like that was always my lane. So that's where I graduated to, and just we picked ball pythons, and we started off with, we started in February of 13. And I guess by spring we had 40 or something like that in a few months. And then, just worked out a small room, and then started rodents back then as well. And then just slowly built the colony up, got a bigger rodent room, got a few more snakes, and then branched down to other species. I got some boas then. I started building my boa collection and some of my pine snakes. And that was at my prior residence. And then I had the chance to move my father had passed in 17. So I bought my childhood property in 18 and moved up here and got, instead of a 5x8 room or something like that, I got 11x11 room plus a whole nother side of the basement. So
nice.
I was able to expand quite nicely with the colubrids. Colubrids are on one side of the basement where it's 66 year round, I guess, or so, or maybe a little warmer. And then I have the 11x11 room that I'm in now that is usually try to keep the ambient around 76 to 82, give or take, depending on the time of the year. But when I was able to move up here, I was able to expand. I was able to take my rat breeding from I don't know what that was. I guess that was probably a 3x10 room to a 10x20 shed. And built some, it was a huge upgrade. Built tons of racks, bought some ARS racks, and then incorporated the rodent business in with the reptiles, and that allowed me to expand the reptiles even more to other species. And it's where we evolved at around 2020. Used to be just B&S pythons. That's what we rolled with from 13 until 20. Right. And that's when I created the LLC and went legit in 2020. And I was like, I can't just pick all pythons because of all the other species. So, and exotics is it's all right, but Reptilia just rang for me. So I ran with it.
Good. And it's not readily used by everyone, so that makes it a little stand out more too.
Yeah. And then throughout that whole course, before COVID and whatnot, I run with another chip company. I figured if I'm going to be breeding the snakes and producing the rodents, why not produce but represent the bedding as well. So I went with the company for a few years, and then I came across the Chipper and Chris in I forget what year I signed on with him, but it was early. I don't know. It was after COVID, I think, maybe 21, 22. I would have to look back, and then rest is history.
Is that Chris Davenport?
Yep, Chris Davenport from D Exotics. He is the head of the Chipper and the Coco to Go.
I thought so. I just wanted to make sure I had it correct.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I met him in person, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago, but had the Coco for a while, and then when we met him in person, we just kind of discussed on some stuff about just a little bit more responsibility and, working some social media for him and just pushing the product and treating the brand like it's my own. And that's what I did ever since. So,
it seems to be working out pretty well.
Yeah, it's good. It basically pays for my collection for betting. I might make a little bit on top of it, but throughout sponsorships and stuff like that, it all kind of just balances out, and it's just helping the community and spreading the word.
Well, you are definitely one of the most giving people in our community. I mean, not only do you believe in our vision here at Behind the Scales and support us, but you do several different podcasts and other people, and
Mhm.
that's a lot to do. And man, I just want you to know from my heart and Mike, we
Yeah.
definitely appreciate you a lot.
Thank you. I do what I can.
Yeah, and that's what we do. It's great to be able to help someone else always.
Mhm.
Uh, I tell people helping others helps me heal too.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure.
Definitely.
Giving back a little bit, absolutely.
So we'd love to do that. We got another sponsor who just popped in, Big Worm Genetics, Robert Mendez. Thank you, brother.
Welcome in, Robert. We appreciate you. Yeah, I was going to say earlier, how long did it take you to get the bug going from one animal to 40? But you already answered that one. You said by spring you had 40 animals, so it didn't probably take very long.
Yeah. Like I said, we started picking up in February of 13, and I'd say by April we were 40 deep. All different sizes. Scour. Back in 2013, man, you could hop on Craigslist and just scour. I feel like the market was very similar now that it was like in 14, 15, because that's like when bananas had. Maybe bananas crashed a little bit later. Maybe it was like 15, 16 when bananas crashed. Because in 13, we still paid $3,500 for a breeder banana male.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd say it was just interesting to see how that. I mean, I remember going to Hamburg and setting up and having a guy come around my table and buy 10 snakes at like 20 a pop. And yeah, they were only single gene animals, but that was it. Just seems very similar to now.
Yeah, I like the Burmese myself, but the vision, and I had one back in 2007, 8. Lost my vision and it started gradually getting worse. And 11 and 12 is when I really got bad. And I was like, no. Then I had one back in 18 and 19. I had a male who's about 8, 9 foot. And I was like, I don't want to be another statistic on the news or anything like that. Something happens, it's going to make the hobby look bad. So I was like, I'll just switch into ball pythons.
Right. Yeah, I had my Roma Burmese. I had a few. I had a handful. Back in I guess it would have been the late 80s, early 90s. I had bought like 8 or 9 of them in like a group lot and resold a couple to here and there to make a few money to buy other things.
Yeah.
And I had a big one. I had like a 12-foot female Burmese python. I had a small one I had too, but that was about it. That's as far as I got. I didn't keep too many after that.
Definitely. So how many different species do you have now, Chris?
Well, I mean, like boas and pythons, if you're counting them as species, or are you counting like Argentine boas, Costa Rican boas?
However you want to put them together, it don't matter.
Like one of each.
Yeah. I'd say anywhere from like a dozen to 20 if I had to count. I never really just sat down and count. I just kind of just go with the flow of stuff. I mean, I have like boas alone. I have Argentine boas, so that's like a locality. That's how they work out. Then there's Tarahumaraans, there's Costa Ricans, and I have Longicauda, which are like a Peruvian long-tailed boas.
Okay.
So I have those. That's a group of like anywhere from like 10 to 15. I have some blood pythons, regular Bronger's Mai, and then just the regular black bloods. I have a pair of those, and then so it's got a small group of blood pythons. I might be getting 1 or 2 more. It depends. I just had a really nice clutch, so I'm probably gonna hold a couple back from that. I'm a big believer in just holding back and just keeping the best of the best, and like keeping you know what I mean. What you produce.
How you progress forward, right?
Yeah, at some point in time.
There.
You can buy outside, but as far as that goes. What else we got? I work with a pair of scrub pythons. I have 5 green tree pythons.
Nice.
recently got a pair of Dominican red mountain boas.
There you go.
Fine. Yeah, he had them for a couple of years, and he just weren't doing anything for him. He was keeping them in tubs, and I was like, ship them up to Uncle Chris. I'll mess around with them. So like they came in like early spring, and we kind of had a cooler spring, not too much. So I threw them in a cage and I shut all our heat off, iced them, and then slowly warmed them up as we came into summer here. And now I'm starting to bake them not bake them, but we're bringing up their temperature and cycle them a little bit more, trying to feed the female heavy. And I've been getting a lot of copulation, so we'll see. It'll be some shit if I get a fall litter from them, and like as soon as he steps up to me, they breed.
Are you in Pennsylvania, Chris?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, I couldn't remember where you were from.
So those boas. What else do I got?
Got a lot of colubras, right?
Yeah. Oh, I got a pair of Guyana boas as well. So that's kind of like a locality similar to Surinam's. And then the ball pythons. Pair of womas that I'm raising up. I have a female Angolan that I'm kind of just raising up. I'm gonna get a male probably this year, I think. And then the colubrids, they have their own little room. So there's pine snakes, bull snakes. That's kind of really about it in the colubrid, but there's different, like in the pine snakes, there's different like subspecies. There's southern leucistics, there's the black pines that are like endemic to Alabama, and they're protected, so you can't sell them across state lines without paperwork. Louisiana pines, and there's northern pines. So there's about 5 or 6 different, locality, I guess you would say, of pine snakes.
Nice.
And with the bulls, there's just a bunch of different genetics, not quite like the ball pythons, but there's like 3 different lines of xanthic, a couple of different lines of hypomelanistic, albino, things like that. But there's only like 5 basic recessives, so that kind of keeps it, simple.
Is that the recent clutch you just had? Was the bull snakes I was reading?
Yep. There was like some bright albinos and some patternless albino stuff, some xanthic stuff. It's pretty neat array. It's wild. It's neat to take 2 snakes, even with ball pythons, and get such a just array of different colored animals. But they just seem so vibrant with the bulls. I think it's albinism. What else do we got? What else are we working with? I think that's kind of about it. There's a few pet. Well, that's a Pueblo milk snake. He's just a pet. And we have like I have a Vietnamese beauty that just is a pet. She's up in the bedroom in a display cage, and a Texas indigo.
Nice.
Yep,
how do you feel about the? Sorry, G-Paw, go ahead.
Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say, how do you like do you like the Bowen's pythons at all, or?
Oh, I love the Bowens, man. I want to work with them so bad, but even with the experience I have and the multiple species that I have bred, I still don't feel like I'm ready yet. Like, if I had the 20 G's or 18 or 12, whatever I could pick a pair up for, I don't think I would pull the trigger quite yet. I don't think I'm ready, but it's definitely in the playbook.
Okay.
I definitely feel that, because I feel that way with the white tree pythons and the black-headed pythons. I love both of those.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's why I dove into the womas, because they were a little bit cheaper. So I figure if I can get the womas down and incubating the eggs is tough with them, from what I hear. So if I can get the womas down, then I'll spend the couple grand on the xanthic blackheads and really dive into a black and white, just beautiful blackhead.
Definitely so. I've got the balls down pretty good, I believe, now, and I'm still working with the carpets and the bloods. So I want to get really comfortable there. The carpets I'm very comfortable with. The blood, I'm still skittish.
Yeah. They'll keep you on your toes for 5-6 months until you gain their trust, I guess, let's say, or until they're calm that you're not a predator. They take a little work.
Now, luckily, I got her from one of the greatest people in the business, whose shirt you're wearing right now, brother Bosa. He sent her up to me, and her name is Dulce, because she's very sweet.
Okay.
And things, but I'm still, excuse me, I'm a little bit intimidated still.
Okay. Is she still huffy and puffy?
No, I can reach in there and, touch her with my hand and pet her and this and that, and she might breathe a little bit harder, but she's not hissing or making any sudden movements or anything like that. And I can get her out and hold her and things like that too. It's just I'm still nervous.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that's something that over time you'll come with. If she came from Boza, man, you couldn't have asked for a better snake. A better, well mannered with his hands for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I've got a ball python that I didn't produce it. I got it from an auction and come from Jamie up here in Michigan. I think it's Rising Sun Serpents or
Rising Phoenix.
Yeah, there you go. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, Jamie's Rising
of,
Phoenix and Jesus Rising Sun.
Yeah, I got it from him, and you would think that thing's a Burmese python. All she does is blow air, and so. But
I got a couple from Jamie. I got them during the auction for Bosa back in the beginning of the year.
Yeah, Jamie's a good dude. I've spent many nights talking to him at Tinley and stuff like that. He's a good guy.
Yeah, I've got to get one from me from Ken. Ken give me one. I gotta get a hold of Jamie and get it. I think it's Inchy something hype orange goat. It's an Inchy orange dream.
Ghost.
Yeah, orange ghost, and then it's het G-strap het clown.
Nice.
I've got a visual hypo orange ghost here that Ken and Reggie had made some kind of deal with, and so Reggie's got some of his animals already here. Thing. I can only imagine moving from California to Florida with a couple hundred reptiles, and he's bringing his rodent colonies with him. So that's going to be a crazy trip, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think I would want to be in his shoes in that particular case.
That's tough, man. Bringing the whole colony with you, but I mean, you can plug and play then. But to put to cull your whole colony and then restart in another state. First of all, who's going to hook you up with 1,500 breeders to turnkey go?
Yeah,
so, man,
and that works out good because we've got that established, and we could probably honestly, in Pensacola, we have a lot of breeders. Don't get me wrong, but no one consistently has a supply of rodents.
Right.
Most people end up at the Pet Smarts or Pets. Whatever, Petco's or whatever, paying upwards of $10, $12 a rodent, and
that's ridiculous.
Once you hit 10 rodent, you hit 10 reptiles, you pretty much need to raise some of your own.
Right, or find a plug.
That's what
I totally believe that we can sell probably $3,000 to $5,000 or more a month in just rodents.
Oh yeah,
beautiful.
Big market for it.
So once and I think he's bringing in an additional 300 females.
Good.
So we should be able to pump some good numbers of rodents out for sure.
Yeah, I'm glad I have a good supplier up here. I got William Garland from Garland Exotics. He does all the Tinley shows and St. Louis and stuff like that, and he raises his own and stuff. So he's got like 30,000 rats, mice, ASF, quail, rabbits. I don't think
not me to mention the crested geckos because she's got several of those. Between her and Reggie, I think we have every crested gecko morph right now except sable.
That's nice. All right. Green crested geckos. That's nice. If you ever got green tree pythons that have issues wanting to eat.
Yeah, so they'll eat them. They'll eat them up.
Yeah, them the mint and red mountain boas. Jamaican bows. That's right. I also have a pair of carpet pythons as well. Jungles. Is that what you have? G-Paw jungles?
I've got a Papalan, a coastal, and a Brettle.
Okay, very nice. A little bit of each. Nice little sample.
The Papalan's a F1 from Kyle Markham.
Okay, very nice. Very nice. Yeah. I always liked the jungles, just the black and yellows. I picked up one from my buddy years ago. He was just like, I just get rid of all my snakes. I just want to get rid of it. And I was like, I'll keep it as a pet. And I kept her for the longest time as a pet. And then we bred her one year. Jeremy from Morpho's Morphs bred her.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And I was like, well, I want a male from that clutch. So I got a male holdback. And he's pretty big now. He's not ready to breed. But next year I might give a go at it and put carpet pythons on there.
Our Brettle will probably be ready next year. She's about 6 foot long now.
Those things get massive, man. They get like almost as big as the coastals. The head on them things sometimes is like,
yeah.
There he is.
She has bit me once, but it was I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
She was raised in a V70 tub, and that's what I had her in when I got her here. And then I decided I had an empty 5x2x2 out in the garage, so we pulled it in, got her set up in that, and I reached into the tub to get her, and I could see she wasn't in that mood today.
Yeah.
But I did anyway, and she grabbed my thumb and wrapped me up. But it was no big deal.
Yeah. I just got wrapped up the other day from a baby. Little bastards. I missed the pinky and came all the way around the tub and grabbed my thumb like underneath the tub. I was like, ah. Or not my thumb, my ring finger. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an adult female got my pinky the other day. It's like the rat's right there in the tub. Like they're waiting at the front.
Since John's in the building, let him know here that I'm flying his hat today.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but your pinky is so much warmer.
Yeah. They strike at my phone more than they do anything when I have them out.
Yeah, for sure.
Because what I do is I take the rats and warm it up with my right hand. And then I put it in the tongue with my left hand. So I got the tongs in my right hand, and it's all warm and can't open and shut the tub fast enough sometimes.
Gotcha.
So, Chris, what projects are you most excited about now? Are there certain species you're working with that has your heart right now, or are they just all of them together, or how's that working out?
Right now, at this current moment, it's the scrub pythons right now that I'm pretty excited about. They're just simple southerns, but it's just something I always wanted to do, and I want to be able to raise the babies up because the adults are long-term captives and they're not friendly at all. I think the right person could probably work with them, but they don't appease. They're very, very defensive. So I want to hatch these babies. They're due in September, and just work with them a little bit more as hatchlings as they go up to juveniles. I think I'm going to keep a trio and then sell the rest of them. So I'm pretty excited about that. That was something I wanted to do last year. I got slugs. So I was like, whatever. I have a timing down. I have a little bit of a recipe. Just got to tweak it a little bit. And that's what I did this year.
Gotcha. Actually, I wanted to add scrubs. I did carpets, but Florida says we can't do that. So
really? Oh,
can't have scrub pythons in Florida.
Oh yeah. You can only have Hamaharas, certain specific locality, because they're in a different family or genus.
Yeah, classified a little bit different.
Classified. Yep. That sucks.
A jungle and a coastal gets pretty big, so I don't see the difference really. Just
Yeah, quiet. Don't talk too loud.
Yeah, that's true.
FWC's listening.
And
I'm also. Last year I bred green trees for the first time, and I didn't have the timing. I wasn't my first time I worked with them. Like as far as breeding, I've had one for many years, but never bred them. And she dropped her eggs from the perch, so they never went through successfully. So once again, I have a timing, I have a recipe. So this year I'm going to work a little bit better. So I would love to hatch those and successfully get those feeding and raised up, and
that would be awesome for sure.
Yeah, that's one of my main goals next year. That's kind of it as far as projects. I'm always with the bulls. I'm always looking for something I haven't produced. I've been breeding them for about 6 years now, and I've hit almost every combo, but there's still a few that are just keep eluding me. Like whether it's a head to a head or just a head, something like that. I'm still working with, and there's other morphs too, like the hypo. There's different types of hypo, so you can take a hypo and mix it with an axanthic and get one look, but you can take a different hypo and mix it with the same axanthic, get a different look.
That's neat.
Or now there's another type of axanthic. So now you can take that and breed it with this other axanthic and get another type of look. So it's kind of like a wormhole of how deep do you want to take it. So
exactly.
That's almost endless. It's kind of like what sounds.
Do you build your own incubators, or do you purchase like a commercial size incubator with all the different species and eggs? And
so back in 2013, my buddy that started this with me picked up a freezer from the junkyard. Okay.
Yeah.
We cut a hole in the door and put plexiglass on it so you could see through it for our own enjoyment. and like liquid nailed that to the inside and sealed up all the holes, cleaned it all up, and put heat tape on it. That's the same incubator I use today for anything that runs 87 degrees.
Okay.
It's kind of where I incubate at 87, 5, 88, somewhere around there. It's where my ball pythons, my scrubs, pretty much almost any python species that I run. All the colubrids, I had a freezer in my basement that crapped out on me. I don't know. It must have been like a year or so before I started actually breeding my colubrids. So I was like, all right, well, we're not taking that out of the basement. We're just going to move it over to the other side of the basement by the water heater. So built another incubator. So I have 2 freezers that are incubators in the basement, and they suffice everything. I can fit 24 or 26 ball python clutches or python clutches, and I can fit the same amount in the colubrids. So if there's ever an issue where like, okay, there's like the one year I did like 38 clutches, and there was an issue where, okay, I have 4 clutches, 5 clutches hatching, but I have 4 that just got laid. So I have no room in the incubator. So anything that hatches can go into the colubrid incubator because that's 82, 81.5. That's warm enough for anything that's already pipped or coming out or about to come out.
Yeah.
So it kind of worked out good like that. And then my room with heat tape, it stays pretty good. So if I have to put something in here, a colubrid clutch that just hatched, they can always come out into this room and get out of the incubator at 82. They're fine at 75. They're tanks, colubrids. And then I also have another little like wine cooler that's like a backup. One year I experimented and did panda pieds, and I did them like slow and low, and to no success. Still, I did them at like, I don't know if I did them at like 82 or 83 degrees, and they went like almost 70 days or something like that. And I finally was like, I got to cut these things. I can't, leave them in there more. And they were still kinked up and just all boogered up. So
now, have you noticed with the ball pythons, you say you do it right around 87. Have you noticed the ones that you have compared to like other people, like 88, 89, 89 and a half, like a bigger animal and willing to eat more right out of the egg?
I've never noticed its incubation, and man, Mike, I'll tell you what, man, over the last 13 years, I've ran from 90 degrees to 86, and it's just a matter of time that baby comes out of the egg, I never noticed anything as far as more kinking, shark mouth. I've never really took note of it either, or you know what I mean? I never really looked to do it. The biggest thing with feeding, though, I noticed that ball pythons are a lot more readily acceptable to ASF hoppers over mice, over rats. It's crazy. The one time I did a little experiment, I took like 24 babies and I threw rat fuzzies, the pups in there, and like 2 of them ate. I waited 2 days. The last like 22 that didn't eat, I threw ASF hoppers in there. All of them eat.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So like I don't even hesitate no more. The first 3 to 5 meals, it's just ASF hoppers, mice hoppers. It's just bang, bang, bang live. And then I'll come in once they're in that feeding mode of like when that tub opens, they're ready to eat, then I'll come with a frozen thawed rat pup.
Okay.
Got our man Sammy Vargas in the house. Love you, brother. Can't wait to see you here in a week or so down in Daytona.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
We're gonna party like it's 1999.
Yes, we are. I'm gonna get Sammy silly.
I was trying to tell people the 12th is my birthday, so I'm gonna treat the whole week that way.
There you go.
Definitely gonna have a good time.
Nice.
He said he's gonna be sending you some pictures out, Chris.
Who's that?
Sammy.
Oh yeah. He
you got a clutch together, right?
Yeah, he cut a clutch of all black pastel pieds, little joint pairing that we did. He had a couple females up there, and he's been breeding them the last couple of years of different things. So, and like you were talking about collaborations and getting the different genetics, he opened the door for me to really get a good foot standing in the MJ project, which I'm very thankful for Sammy. He's an awesome friend. And a great breeder as well. He really is passionate about his animals.
Yeah.
And he's another one. He'll help anybody any way he can, man.
Oh yeah, shirt off his back, literally, for sure.
He does.
Yep.
Especially with him working full-time job, construction and stuff, and then going home to.
I met him. I
150.
met him the first time in Daytona. I don't think I think it was. I don't know if it was after the show or during the day. I don't know if I was drinking or not. I mean, usually I probably am at Daytona. But he's like, hey, come back to my hotel room with me. And I'm like, this sounds kind of weird. The first trip out met this guy. And he's like, don't worry. I'm not going to do anything weird to you. He's like, I got a shirt for you. I'm like, oh, okay. All right, cool. I'll get one of these shirts finally. So he takes me, it's like on the west wing of the building too, off of the main hotel. And I'm like, oh man, what's this guy doing? I get to his room and he's just got shirts everywhere in the room. And I was like, okay, all right.
Well, I think he has a good plan this year. He said he's bringing shirts, but you got to give him one too. So that's fair.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah, I made him a pink one with my logo on it. Everybody else wanted black. I was like, well, no, what colors do you guys want? And I'll make you one. And I was like, I get Sammy a pink one. So.
Nice.
Well, Chris, you've been in the industry, like you say, since about 2013. You've seen lots of things come and go. Where do you see it the industry heading to right now? Any insight on that?
I don't know. I think the whole, as of right now, the whole wave of making money and dividends from reptiles has kind of died out. The whole glam that was in it from 18 to 21, give or take. I think that's done with, and I think it's more of a what. I mean, it's always been what you like to work with. It's always been what you enjoy. What fads are going to come and go. Waves are going to come and go. Certain things are going to get hot and get cold. It's just going to happen. Whether or not you're there at the right time, you are. But as long as you're working with things that you consistently enjoy, it doesn't matter what the fads are. You're constantly, enjoying what you're working with. But I definitely think it's going more towards just, I don't care what's in that animal. It looks good. I'm going to work with it. I don't really care what the genetics are, how new it is. If it looks good, it works. I'm going to work with it. That's kind of where I see it going.
Yeah, definitely. I wasn't here, but I guess during COVID, we had a lot of people enter the community who were in it trying to make money. And it appears that most of those have disappeared now. And it seems to me more people are in it today, from what I see, that have a real passion for it and just love the animals.
Yep, for sure. And I mean, that's like with any type of, I'd say project, hobby, and passion. And then, everybody has it at different levels. Some people have them as hobbies. Some people have it as a business. Some people just have it as something fun they do with their kids, not even a hobby. So you gotta start there and first see how you're treating it, and then kind of make your evaluation how you want to go with.
Yeah, I'm never going to be one of those guys chasing the latest project, but I believe, and I'm not worried about making a world's first or none of that kind of stuff at all.
Mm-hmm.
But I really am enjoying going back and finding genes that people just passed over because it was a big thing for 30 days. Then something else came out that got their attention. Everybody jumped that bandwagon. And there seems to be a lot of genes out there that never got worked out, if you want to put it that way.
Oh yeah, there's a ton. There's a lot that hasn't gotten worked out. And that's the thing. It's the ball python community or business is a lot. It's very like technology. If you're not keeping up with it, or if you're not staying on top of what's happening or going on, you kind of fall out of the loop. But if you're passionate about what you're working with, it doesn't matter. So like you said, there's certain genes you see potential or things in, you're like, well, I'm just going to run that and let it speak for itself.
Yeah. Like I tell everybody that I know I'm not going to produce the world's first. I'm not going to produce a 10 gene animal. I just want to work with what's around. And like when I go to the shows and people come up, kids come up, adults come up, hey, look at this animal, look at the pattern, look at the colors. That's amazing. What is this? And I'll go around the table and I'll point at them. So fortunately, I'm sorry, I can't see. I'm blind. They're like, no way. We get to talking about that. And it's like, they're like, well, why do you do it? That's like the simple fact that you guys come up was talking about the animals and the color. And, so that's what makes me, stay in it. That's the passion that I have, even though I can't see, is the excitement of other people at these shows.
Oh, definitely.
Telling me congratulations and, keep doing what you're doing. Don't stop because you can't see or have a disability. The only way you can stop is if you don't try. You'll fail if you don't try. But
That's right.
that's what I do it for myself.
I've got a few new ones, Gene's coming in this week or so. Alan at Damballa, he and I made a couple of trades, and I got some of his KRG stuff coming.
Very fun. If you need any help with identifying or learning that, Tyler is very heavily invested in that. Tyler Toxis Balls. He'll
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll let you know.
Mike, Reptile wants to know, did you start the hobby before you lost your eyesight?
I had a ball python back in 2001, 2002. Then I had the berm and the red tail boa in 2007 and 8. Mm-hmm. And then I started the shows I started doing like 3 or 4 years ago. So I didn't have any sight when we started the shows and stuff like that. And like collecting them. I mean, I could see the pieds and stuff because they're white color. Mm-hmm. Back in 16, 17. As everything, got worse. It's kind of like the old-fashioned floor model TVs. Great grip on them. Had big ones. When it goes out, it goes from out to end to end to end, and then nothing. And that's kind of like black float. Like if you have a piece of paper and you draw a circle and you take pepper and you pour it all over it and just cover it, that's what it is. It's spots and black spots.
Yeah. John at Big Ten Exotics, I said Ohio in the beginning. He's actually in Texas. He said you're a real inspiration to him, Mike.
Oh, G-Paw? Oh, well, I appreciate that. That means a lot. I mean, the community's been welcoming. And I said, John, at More Forge, a lot of people I reach out to, ask them, what's this animal? Because I get them mixed up. I try to keep everybody in the same tub in the rack. Even when I do the shows, I have the displays labeled, row 1, tub 1 is that animal goes in that display. And if I sell it, I just pull it and put somebody else in there.
I got you. And we have Elias just popped in. We thank him for coming to check us out today.
Yes, sir.
So, Chris, what advice would you give to someone trying to build a respected reputation in this industry instead of, like we said, chasing the newest morph?
Man, I think it's got to start with passion. I think you got to have a passion for animals in general, and then even more of a passion for reptiles, amphibians, things like that. Because I think that's what it comes down to, because it's a lot of work. It's not, I'm sorry. So it's not a lot of work if you have schedule and a regimen and you have, a fair amount of animals. But when you have a lot of animals and you're trying to run it as like a business, it can get very overwhelming. So that's the biggest thing is stay comfortable, but also learn how to breed rodents when you only have a snake or two. Like, don't wait until you have 30 and you're paying $150 a week at your local pet store when you should be paying $30 a week. Learn all aspects of the trade. Don't just kind of be like, okay, I'm just gonna get a bunch of snakes. I don't want to breed rodents. Learn how to do it all, because you're gonna thank yourself later, in the long run. Just always educate yourself. That's the biggest thing, and talk to people.
I got a question for you, Chris. I know that this is not something similar to what G-Paw said. What's one piece of advice that you got from like the older generation? Would it be their father, grandfather, a friend, that you still use in today's everyday life?
Oh man, that's a good one. Man, I don't know. I was young when my grandparents passed. Man, just one big thing. Just don't get ahead of yourself. You know what I mean? Just always focus on what's in front of you and what you control. That's the biggest thing. Because if you can control it, what's the point of worrying about it? Deal with it when it comes to you, especially if you have a lot of things going against you or stacked up, whether it's with animals or just in your personal life. Just deal with the things that are, here. Yes, you might have to deal with this next week, but guess what? That's next week. That's not what's happening now.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
Just and move forward.
So genetics is definitely a big part of the ball python industry for sure, but Do you think community is as important or more important?
I think it's just as important as it. You said genetics, right?
Yes,
Yeah, I think it's just as important. I think building a good community and honesty is the biggest thing.
definitely.
Doesn't matter. Everybody makes mistakes. There's no such thing as a stupid question, and I guess that's one of the things as you learn as you go through life and get older. As wisdom, it never hurts. It doesn't matter. Who cares if it seems like a dumb question? If somebody's gonna look at you and say, "Well, that was a stupid question," then they're not really worth your time because nobody
That's
in their
not the
right
person you need to be talking to.
that. That's not the community you want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely not.
you're not stupid for not knowing something. And education is the key to everything with these animals.
100%, I agree.
I don't. I mean that, and I think having a special passion for them also, because I don't think anybody can just breed certain kind of animals. It takes certain type of people to breed certain types of animals as well. So yeah, like just pretty much that in general. A community is good, whether you want to build your own or join one. When with me, as far as community goes, I've always been the person that reaches out to a lot of different people and tries to not I can't be everybody's best friend, but I can always be here for people. But I have to everybody the way I deal with it. That's why I don't have a Patreon. That's why I don't have a YouTube, because the animals and my family are the two main things that are the focus of my life, and then it trickles down. If I had, I would love to have more time to do a YouTube channel or something like that. And in the future, we might do something. There might be something in the works. But it's going to be, I don't know if I might start on Instagram or whatnot, but that way I'm always kind of, I support people that I can relate to and bond with and, enjoy being around. And it's, even if I don't support people, it's not that I don't enjoy them, but I just, you can only do so much.
Exactly. So much.
Yeah. You always try to do more than you can, but this last kid has been running me through the ringer. I'll tell you what, man. 3 of them on deck under 6.
I can understand that for sure.
Yeah. That's why I mentioned backstage. I want to make sure it was okay if I had tagged you, on the post with the Coco to go and the chipper. And I don't want to flood the news, your news feed with.
No, tags and like acceptances, reels, and all that stuff I love that stuff, because with sponsorships or people like that, like Kyle is great. Kyle's awesome. He as far as sponsorship goes, he's one of the top guys to work with. When people send you stuff and you can just hit accept forward, and you don't have to do the post, and it's already about your product, your animals.
Yeah.
Like that's there's nothing wrong with that at all. Not at all.
Definitely.
Because I don't have a lot of the time to do a lot of that personal stuff. I have 10,000 pictures on my phone. I don't have that many pictures on my Instagram. I have so much stuff I could be putting on my Instagram, but I just don't physically have the time.
I can say that as far as animals coming from you, the 2 that I have were very healthy. They eat well.
They're beasts.
The Hypo Huffman girl, she's awesome, as well as the lace.
So pretty. So pretty. And even that pastel lace, man, that thing, when that thing's an adult, I want to see, I need pictures of the size of that thing. That peach color that was coming in there was just insane for just a 2D animal. And that's what a true lace looks like. That's what you'll see in the sides there.
Chris, did you have the lesser Inchi, or was that Jamie, the lesser Inchi orange ghost, head clown, head G-stripe? I think Ken might have got it mixed up with Jamie.
I don't have one.
Okay. All right. Because I know there was a Huffman, orange ghost Huffman too, female.
Mine's a straight out Hypo Huffman.
Okay.
Hypo Huffman, yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
Well, in every industry, Chris, we have negative things, we have positive things, and the positive is what we all want to push forward and try to accentuate on. What do you think is something as a whole we can do to become more positive in our community?
Well, one thing that I challenge everybody to do in the community, just one thing. It's a simple thing, but it's a lot more difficult than it is. once a year, find 5 people that never held a reptile and put it in their hands.
Yeah.
Or talk to them about it, educate them. And as I'm getting older, that's one thing I really want to focus at. I still need to, this is a business. This is a business for me. Alongside of the passion, I need to make money. I need to pay bills. Animals need to eat. I need to produce rodents. It's a business.
Yes.
It's a hobby also at the end of the day, because I've always been passionate about reptiles. But one thing I would love to do is to go more to like festivals, or like our local firehouse has a wine festival. I'd love to set up a table there with a couple displays and just put animals in people's hands. Not sell a thing, just give cards out. Talk to me outside of the show, because you can't sell animals at the show. And this could be done, but it all comes down to time.
Yeah.
Or in Allentown, we have the Puerto Rican festival. Thousands of people come through there, and my buddy's mom runs it. I haven't done it. It's in the 3 years he's invited me. So I'm very guilty of this, but I feel like if we all just did a little something, or just went for a walk in the park with your ball python, like, Dad, be that weird guy. Walk through the park one day and just answer questions and educate people, because education is what's going to set us free, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. We have, we've been doing educational things. We've been to some schools, and we was actually just asked this past week to come to an assisted living facility. So we'll be doing that, and, try to put some smiles on some older folks' face. But like you said, just taking them out in public with you. During the summer, had took one down with me to the bus stop to wait for my grandkids. And the funniest thing in the world, I'm down there and had this banana ball python around my neck.
Perfect.
Lady pulls up in like a BMW, jumps out freaking out. Is it killing you? Are you okay? Man, that's my pet. What's wrong with you, woman? You think I just let it crawl up me and grab around my neck or something? Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the wife just said, she goes to a run club downtown every week where they, jog through town together. And the grandkids will go with her, and they'll have 2 or 3 snakes with them, go walking through or jogging through town, and everybody loves it to death. Everybody, all their kids are wanting to see them and talk about them and things. So I agree with you 100% on that. Well, I know I mentioned backstage I have a guest appearance to make as soon as we're done here, so I'm going to probably do a part 2 on this and get you back sometime. And but right now, what is the best way for people to connect with you at B&S Reptilia?
The best spot is, I would say, through Instagram, B&S Reptilia, or Facebook at either Christopher Shelley. That's probably where you'll get me at. And it's SHELLY, no E. Other than that, and just through, people too, contacts, somebody who knows somebody, just reach out. Yeah. It's always an open book.
If you want to get a hold of him, you can get a hold of me. I'll get you a connection, whatever, there as well.
Yep.
Everybody knows him, so we can get you connected up if you're looking for some snakes or whatever. He's got awesome animals, great quality, and of course the best substrate in the business for sure. So any special shout out you want to give to anyone today, Chris, or anything like that before we go?
No, I just want to say thank you to everybody coming out. There was somebody, reptile dysfunction in the chats. Yes. He wanted to see some albino bull snakes. What's his name?
Reptile dysfunction. I don't know.
I didn't know if you knew his name. He wanted to see some albino bulls. I can grab a couple real quick.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. They'll wait on me. And Mitzi's got your Instagram pulled up on the chat, so y'all.
Yeah, we always appreciate that, Mitzi. Yeah, if he's still in the chat, I don't have Justin's number or anything. I know he was looking at some hypo stuff.
Justin as in Pressure P, or?
Yeah, Justin the Pressure Python. Justin has his number, but Justin don't have my number. So
I can send your number to Justin.
Okay. Yeah, because E wanted it, and because he was on Snake Man Pat in the chat, and we were talking about some hypo stuff, and so trying to connect with everybody, different states and good connections and that other good stuff. So
those are your bull snakes, right?
Yep. So these are the albino bulls he was asking about. They have the pattern still on them. They're not a patternless animal. You can see them there under the light, and then just for
Uh-oh. You still there, G-Paw?
Yeah, we're here.
Oh, okay. It sounded like the microphone or something cut off.
No, I think one of Chris's snakes touched his microphone.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh, you're fine, buddy. Yeah, those are beautiful, Chris, for sure.
How big do the bull snakes get?
Hey, Chris, Mike wants to know how big they get. I've lost your volume.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. I thought it was yeah.
Okay. He's working on it.
Okay. Hey, you're good. I thought I was losing. I was like, I know it sounded like the microphone went off, but I thought maybe it was another StreamYard thing. You know how Sammy's cuts off and he can hear some people, and I thought maybe that was what happening, but
It's showing muted for some reason.
okay.
I can't unmute it, so
All right, we good?
there we go.
There it goes.
All right. They get about 5 to 6 foot, sometimes 7. Some monsters get about 7 foot.
How is their husbandry compared to ball pythons?
A lot more simple. You really don't need any heat source because they're a colubrid. They're North American. So you can pretty much put it in an aquarium in your living room and just kind of let them be. Feed them like once a week. They digest a lot faster than the ball pythons.
They're very beautiful for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
That might be something. That might be something I'll hit you up for in the future. Something different to put on a table when the last vending, you know.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're fun.
But I do want to make a couple announcements. The Breeding Grounds, John and Carl show, they're doing a bioactive build-off contest, basically, where they're going to put however many different reptiles on a spinning wheel, spin it, and if you enter, whatever you spin is what you build that bioactive to contain. You don't have to get that animal and put in it, but you build it for that purpose, and then they're going to have you take videos of the build along the way, and as you're finished, and they'll submit those, and we'll all produce content and build each other up, and a positive thing in the community. And then I believe that John has had a trophy made up for the winner, and I know that several of us are going to take the enclosures to an expo somewhere and auction it off, raffle it off, or whatever, and all of those funds will go to Deeds Not Words 3 next year.
There you go.
So that's good. And then on TikTok, the RD family that I belong to and hang out with, they're doing the snake contest, basically. You join in, you say you have a partner, you and him join in together and show your best snake against someone else's best snake, in different categories and things, just to support the community. So if y'all want to check that out, that would be great as well. Well, Mike, do you have any goodbyes or comments, shout outs, brother?
I appreciate Chris. Always, supporting everybody and sponsorships and stuff. Thank you for the cocoa. I've got to get my video done and stuff like that, and that way they know even blind people can use the cocoa. It's simple to use, whether it's the cocoa to go or the chipper. I'll have that video out pretty soon. I appreciate everybody in the chats as always. G-Paw, appreciate you for being a close friend and mentor and stuff like that. And then my wife, it's our 18th wedding anniversary, so happy anniversary to her. And
very nice. Happy anniversary.
So congratulations again on that.
Yeah, thank you. So I appreciate it.
I want to thank both of you, for support. Mike, you've been there with me since pretty much started this thing and decided to come on board with us, and we appreciate that. You're a great addition, brother. Never forget that. I know sometimes you think you're in the way and you think this and that, but that's just your mind lying to you, buddy.
I appreciate you admitting that for me. That means a lot. It really does.
Yeah, it's just your mind lying to you. You're always important, needed, and welcomed for sure. And Chris, of course, all your support you've given us and all the things you've done to help us and things, we appreciate you, and we're going to continue to support you back in any way we can.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Cocoa out next week.
All right, buddy. And right now, F&A has their show going on, the Serpent Show. Go there and join in the comments and things. You can win prizes from different breeders, different credits for things. You can get RGI tests. You can get credits from my store. for animals, probably 15 different breeders involved in it kind of thing. So go do that. And I'm going to jump off here and jump to TikTok, and hopefully John's not too upset with me yet for being late.
You got plenty of time. It's only 4:20.
Oh yeah. And stay and watch the outro. It will be giving you all the different podcast, not all of them, but the ones who have sent me information personally, podcast and what day and time they're on. So that's always a good thing to share out, and we want to do that. So everyone have a great Sunday. Coach and I will be on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. on YouTube on the Ribbon Sports channel. We're going to be discussing the new NIL deals in college sports. So we'll see how that goes, and I'm sure we'll have a good time. And everyone, you have a great day. Be blessed.
Have a good day, everybody.